welcome back to another episode of the MindSets podcast. Today, I'm joined by, well, Charles looks a little bit different today. I think it's fair to say that, in actual fact, we've replaced Charles for the day. He's not gone permanently, but we have the pleasure of being joined today by Millie. Millie, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good.
Thank you very much for being here. Do you want to give a bit of an introduction to yourself so that the listeners aren't so in despair about the fact that Charles isn't here?
So my name is Millie. I am 28 years old and I am a strength and conditioning coach specializing in female health and getting females into their strength training and lifting, essentially.
Cool. So technically speaking, for those of you that have been here from the start, you'll recognize the guest episodes that we used to do. This isn't really going to be quite the same because we've obviously got the new format that we do with Charles where we bring in a lot of things and games and that sort of thing. And Millie's actually, and I don't take too much credit away from this, Millie's somewhat quite funny. So we're going to stick to the original thing, but just you can bring in the elements of the guest episode. So hopefully you guys that were expecting games, laughter, we'll still have that, but we'll also get a bit of insight from a side of training that I definitely don't know too much about because it's not something that I think I'll ever have to deal with on a personal level.
I promise you, you'd never have to deal with it.
Good to know.
Yeah.
There we go. That's the first bit. So the topic, or the main topic of today is talking about PCOS.
Yeah, correct.
Which is,
go on.
Think, Polycystic
Yes.
Ovarian Syndrome.
Exactly.
Nailed it.
Correct. Well done.
Okay, amazing. So this is something that you know quite a lot about.
Yeah.
But there's a reason for that. Do you want to go into that?
So yeah, I'd say roughly about 4 years ago, I was experiencing symptoms of PCOS, but I wasn't actually strictly diagnosed until probably about a year ago, because the diagnosis, there's like so many ins and outs of it, but it takes a very long time to actually get a diagnosis. And there's so many different things there's lots of different avenues and different things that you have to experience in order to get a proper diagnosis of PCOS. So yeah, it's something that I've been living with for 4 years and having to adapt my life, my training, basically everything about my life too, essentially.
One of the things that I wanted to go through, I like to be the idiot in the room, and I never like to pretend I know anything, but I like to go away and do a bit of reading into certain things so I don't actually necessarily sound like the idiot in the room because I'm obviously putting this out on the internet. I don't want to expose myself.
That would be embarrassing.
It would be embarrassing.
Yeah.
PCOS is actually something that is, I don't know if it's becoming more commonly diagnosed or people are just becoming slightly more aware of it, or maybe I'm seeing that more online.
Yeah.
Do you think it's something that is quite commonly misunderstood and therefore not diagnosed, in that people aren't necessarily going and looking for a diagnosis, they just don't really know what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, like before I got diagnosed, I was like quite confused as to like what was going on with my body. But I think there's an issue now that where with people, it's great that more people are talking about it. I love that, but there's also now you're going down this path where people are diagnosing themselves with it. And it actually might just be something else that's completely different, like a completely different hormonal imbalance, because that's essentially what PCOS is. It's not strictly that you have like cysts on your ovaries. It is a hormonal imbalance. So, I mean, it's, as I said, it's great that more people are talking about it, because when I was diagnosed and I heard PCOS like flying around, like no one really knew about it, and I didn't know where to go to get help and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's definitely like a chance of like misdiagnosis and people just assuming that that's what they might actually have, but they might actually have something else, you know.
One of the tough things, especially with like the over usage of AI now, is that it's even easier. I mean, it was easy before with Google to just type in your symptoms and figure out that you've got like 2 days to live. But now with ChatGPT and things like that, you can really go down a rabbit hole because they're really good at supporting you in your belief a little bit, which can be 100%. Some of the issue. Like it can present one of the possible symptoms, not necessarily display to you that it is a very rare symptom. You might go, actually, I do get that.
Yeah.
And then you confirm its registry of the fact that it's a symptom, and all of a sudden now you've got PCOS and you've got ADHD and you've got all sorts going on at the same time.
And actually one of the craziest things was when I first spoke to a doctor about it and my symptoms, one of the questions she asked me was, so like, do you have any idea what it could possibly be? Like, have you done some research? And I was like, well, I've rung you for you to tell me. Like,
I'm not doing your homework.
That's your job. Like, that's why I'm ringing you. So it's a bit mad because it's like they presume as well that you should be also doing the research behind it, but like that's their job, no? It was a bit of an odd one. But yeah.
One of the other things that I think is really interesting, and one of the reasons I like the idea of bringing you on to talk about this, is as an athlete / coach, you have experienced very different forms of training. Like, I don't have to swipe too far, and this might be saying a lot about the way that you like to think about your training, to go back to you being mainly just strength focused and like ripping weight off the floor, to being a hybrid girly.
Yeah.
But also then going through like the phase of like, I just want to train like a savage athlete.
Yeah. That's where we're at.
You've done lots of different things, which means that you have a very good perspective on the different ways that something like PCOS or just generally training as a woman needs to be considered.
Yeah, 100%.
I've had it previously. Again, some of the OGs of the podcast will remember this. We had Vicky pretty early on, Vicky Hill, come on and do a bit of an explanation about training around like a menstrual cycle and how important that is. One of the interesting things we'll come back to is the impacts of PCOS on something like that. But one of the subtopics that I wanted to go through is about insulin resistance.
Yeah, fun.
So do you want to take the lead from that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, insulin resistance. So I sort of discovered that that's possibly something I was experiencing because all of a sudden I was like putting on weight out of nowhere. Like I hadn't changed my diet, hadn't changed my exercise, like nothing. And you know, that's obviously linked to gaining weight. And this is one of the reasons, again, I'm already a strength training girly, but this just like reaffirms my love for it, that if you implement strength training into your daily routine, like 2 or 3 times a week, it's all it needs to be, that it can massively improve your insulin resistance and therefore help things like your weight gain and stuff like that, which comes hand in hand with being diagnosed with PCOS or just like any other hormonal imbalance that people have. And the insulin resistance thing for me was like one of the biggest things that made me feel like that really impacted me as a person. I think as well, like being an athlete and being a coach and stuff, like you pride yourself on how well you look after your body, and all of a sudden you're like, it's like you're out of control and you don't know how to manage your body, how to manage your weight, all that kind of stuff. But strength training is proven to help that. So it's one of the things that I would massively promote to anyone that is struggling with their insulin resistance, 100%.
Because one of the other things as well, strength training, especially if we look at like the hybrid style of training that a lot of people are doing now, strength training is a key part of that. Sometimes it's still overlooked when people are trying to develop their running or their aerobic capacity a bit more. But one of the really difficult things about hybrid training or even doing more aerobic training is also your fueling strategy for that.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's something that you have to take into account massively if you've got insulin resistance. So yeah, being able to regulate strength training also then regulates your insulin tolerance. And so that's a key part of it. So that's one of the things that the first thing I wanted to mention. The next thing is an elevation in testosterone is quite common.
Yeah, that's really fun.
Yeah.
We love that part of PCOS.
It's well, from my understanding, and you can confirm this, and the way you said it, I think you're going to confirm it. It has its positives, but it's like basically a double-edged sword.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's exactly how you describe it. Because like, you know, you've got all the fun stuff like excess like hair growth and like bad skin, like acne, stuff like that, which as a woman is just like well, it's not great, doesn't make you feel great, but as we all know, like an increase in testosterone does, you know, like I am super strong, which we love, but I've lost my train of thought.
Well, I mean, the direct benefit that, I mean, you see in men being quite consistent, especially when they hop on gear, is testosterone is great for building muscle.
Yeah, exactly.
It's huge, and it helps your recovery. Yeah. It's a really, really important hormone that I don't think people register enough, that women and men both rely on. It's just men have a more predominant reliance on testosterone.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you have a higher level of testosterone naturally from having PCOS, then you're going to have the benefit of being able to grow more muscle. But like you said, you might start growing some hair in places you wouldn't normally consider or think about growing hair as a woman.
It's like, I think I'd probably rather be weaker than like grow a moustache. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Which kind of, that is fair, because the other thing as well, which I made a note of, which is key, one of the best things, as I said, about testosterone is like in your recovery and preparedness to go again. For people with PCOS, there is supposedly, and again, from my research, an increase in training volume, possibly overtraining.
Yeah.
Because your body is telling you hormonally that you're good to go again, but potentially your recovery might not have matched up to that.
Yeah.
So you can then be at higher risk of injury as a result.
Yeah, 100%. But see, the other flip side is, and not everyone who has PCOS experiences different symptoms. Yeah. One of the big symptoms that I experienced on like a day-to-day basis and still do now is just like general lack of energy and tiredness. So automatically my training for a good like 3 years has felt kind of below the level that I'd like to perform at. So I think whether or not my testosterone levels are higher, my motivation, but B, just like my energy whilst I'm training is super, super low. So I don't feel like going to the gym. I don't feel like I can wake up from like a 9-hour sleep and feel like I haven't slept a wink. Which is like, it's a really bizarre like feeling, and it's a weird thing to go through. So yeah, you feel stronger, but also you feel like you couldn't lift anything because like you do feel like you've got just nothing to give, which is pretty, can I swear on this podcast?
Yeah.
It's pretty shit.
Yeah, it's pretty shit. One of the things actually that I find interesting from like a male perspective at the moment, and again, I don't think this is my algorithm, because I heard a lot of people talking about it and a lot of people doing it, is there's a lot of testosterone balancing is what they're calling themselves, brands that are coming through giving you subscriptions to testosterone. It's basically TRT or testosterone replacement therapy.
Yeah.
It's becoming more of the norm, as the understanding of your production as a guy of testosterone does naturally fall off as you get older. And the thing that I really struggle with it is the whole marketing strategy of it is, are you not feeling like you're working out well enough? Are you finding your sex drives going down? Like all of these things, which could be for any number of reasons, including like you just had a bad night's sleep.
100%.
Which can affect your testosterone level, but it can just generally demotivate you. It's kind of this whole marketing thing, and now testosterone's almost becoming a bit of a buzzword. In a negative sense, even in the most natural form. Which then tie it into this as another scary word almost.
Oh my God.
For a woman's side of things, being like, oh my gosh, I've got more testosterone.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Like women already hate the thought of like becoming bigger or like bulky or whatever. Because like, so as soon as you told them that they've got more testosterone, they're like, oh shit, I'm turning into a man. Which is extremely dramatic, but that would be their first thought. It was one of my first thoughts. I was like, crap. I want to be like feminine. Like I don't want testosterone. Like no. Well, and the next thing that I've made a note of is like inflammation. As well. Like you can't. There's systemic inflammation, but then also impacts on cortisol levels. As a result of that, what's your experience or understanding of that? So basically, I think there's a bit of also a misunderstanding between like cortisol and PCOS. So I think a lot of girls, and it's the route that I went down because classic, I watched lots of TikTok videos and I was influenced by that. And I was like, because I've got PCOS, because it's inflammatory, it means that I have high cortisol levels. And that's actually not necessarily the case. I actually then went and had a load of blood tests done and my cortisol levels actually came back as absolutely fine.
Oh, cool.
But in that period of time, what it meant is I was then like, okay, that means that I have to slow everything down. Like I can't be stressed. I can't do high intensity interval training. And as like someone who lives a very busy life, and I love high intensity interval training, I tried to like completely switch my life over, and I did end up being like quite unhappy because of it. And then so I went for these blood tests, found out that my cortisol levels were actually fine, and the doctor I spoke to was like, no, like if anything, your high intensity training is going to help to actually like allow you to lose weight, you know? So it might actually help some of your symptoms that you're having with your PCOS. So I was like, great, I've wasted, it was like 6 months of my life feeling like I was actually doing something like the opposite of what I should be doing. So that's one big thing I would say, as well as there is, when I was diagnosed, I felt like there wasn't a lot out there. And now, if anything, I feel like there's, I don't want to say too much, but there's a lot of people like putting their opinions like in the bowl, saying like, oh, this is my experience, blah, blah, blah. And that's great that people are sharing their experiences, but just because it was one way with one person doesn't mean it's going to be the same with every female. So it's definitely like good to like get your bloods done, like see a doctor and know what's actually going on in your body specifically. Because my cortisol levels were fine, so I could have literally just kind of carried on doing what I was doing instead of just switching it all up. So yeah,
I think that's the thing as well, because you're balancing so many different things from like a hormone perspective, a recovery perspective. Like everybody's body responds differently, which you obviously then experience from a coaching perspective, where you have to deal with different clients in different ways. But like this is a major thing. Like sometimes we fall into the trap of like a diagnosis means that I have this. Is like what we were saying more towards the beginning, where like it's quite easy to decide that you have all of these things because actually you've got one or two of them.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you go too far, well, I would say that you probably went too far down the route of you decided that you needed to completely change your training, regardless of how it made you feel, regardless of potentially what someone else would have said. Like it's quite easy to do that because you think you're doing the best thing for you, but in actual fact, you now feel like you wasted 6 months.
Yeah, 100%. And unfortunately, it's because I'm one of those like all or nothing people. Like if I think that's going to be the solution, I'm like, right, well, let's do that. And I also felt like if I just changed a little bit of this, what I should have done is like just changed a little bit of my diet, maybe just done stuff that was going to help me like sleep a little bit better, done all these little things first before making such a drastic change in my life. But I tried to do every single thing all at once. And that in itself is quite stressful. Like I actually think I made myself probably more stressed trying to change rather than just kind of like sitting down, like compartmentalizing everything and being like, right, what actually is in my control, but is still going to allow me to live a lifestyle that I'm happy with and that I enjoy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think one of the things kind of moving into normal training for women in general, I mentioned before I did an episode with Vicky Hill and learned a bit about sort of programming around menstruative cycle.
Yeah.
I'm aware that obviously there's an impact, as we already discussed, all the different hormones that are going on. There can be an impact on like a regular menstrual cycle with PCOS. So that doesn't necessarily make it any easier than it already was to plan around sort of the programming side of things.
Yeah, exactly.
Are there other things that you would look at on a personal, I don't know if like you'd consider sleep score, HRV more of an indicator in maybe how you should program your training, or would you try and rely as much as possible on the menstrual cycle? Or even I've seen people just be like, I completely ignore, I don't account for it.
Yeah. The difficult thing with trying to train as someone who's got PCOS and syncing it to your cycle is that, like, for instance, I completely lost my period for 1.5 years. So I didn't know where I was in my cycle because I didn't have one. So the whole of those like 18 months, everything just felt the same. Which in a way is like, it's also very deep because I'd spent years like syncing my training to my cycle. I know that like at specific phases, I'm going to be feeling weaker and all this kind of stuff. So to then not have that as an indicator is, it felt really weird. Like I couldn't dictate how I did my training based on my cycle because I just didn't have anything to work with essentially. And as a woman as well, that again just makes you feel quite lost. Yeah, because you've got used to your life as an athlete training with your cycle, and then that's taken away, and it's like, okay, well, now what do I do? Like, how do I train? Like, it's very weird feeling. So yeah, that's what I'd say about that.
Yeah, I think one of the interesting, there's sort of a bit of a breakdown, which I'm gonna try and majorly oversimplify the different types of training that you can do.
Go on.
And I want you to add the nuances basically. Okay. But in terms of strength training. One of the biggest benefits of strength training for someone with PCOS, but in general anyway, is regulating your metabolism.
Yeah.
Exactly. Would you agree with that flat out, or would you say there's nuances within that?
I'd say in general, that's exactly what strength training does. And it's the same with like anyone, even if a lady came to me without PCOS, but was actually just struggling with her weight maintenance. Like that's why everyone would always push you to start strength training as your first port of call, because it does help with increasing your metabolism and therefore losing weight. So yeah, I would agree with that.
Another one is a bit like we spoke about when it comes to, we mentioned the hybrid training side of things and understanding your fueling. With the insulin resistance, having a good aerobic base level of training in your program enables sort of insulin stabilization, I guess, in terms of how your body responds to it, purely from the fact that rather than constantly relying on your body to decide when you might eat something and how to break it down, you're kind of forcing it to kickstart
Yeah.
going with it.
Yeah. 100%. And also the thing with the fueling as well, it's obviously when you're trying to fuel your workouts, one of the things that doctors say for PCOS is really bad for you to have is like carbs that have like a high GI and like sugar. And obviously, sugar as well because because of PCOS and its like inflammatory effects.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
So obviously, like I went down a dark path of just going on like a no carb diet.
I was going to say,
like,
no carb is so like trendy as well.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, yeah, let's just do no carbs. Like that's a really good solution for someone who is already training with a lack of energy. Let's just cut out all carbs, which was just not sensible at all. You have carbs, but you just have to be more selective about like what carbs you have. Like very basic, like swaps, like instead of white potatoes, you have sweet potatoes, stuff like that. Like brown rice instead of white rice.
Way better choice. Sweet potatoes
taste way better.
Sweet potatoes, I don't quite know how they exist because they are just like, how are they allowed in that, everything else that tastes good is bad for you? Like sweet potatoes kind of sit in a really grey area where they've kind of gone through the net somehow.
Yeah. You feel like they should be bad for you, but
100%
they're actually good. So when my doctor said to me, she's like, oh, you probably should just like, instead of having a jacket potato, have like a jacket sweet potato. And I was like, shit. What a shame.
If people don't know about sweet potato wedges from Nando's, by the way, if you're like, we're going into the new year, people are going to be looking for ways to drop calories maybe a little bit after a heady Christmas. Sweet potato wedges from Nando's, telling you.
Yeah, really good. Really good.
Going back on topic.
Yeah.
Controlling intensity based on recovery needs. And then also hormonal imbalance as well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm quite bad at doing that myself.
Yeah.
I'm kind of you go in all guns blazing kind of person.
So for reference, by the way, I met Millie through a gym that Millie coaches at, that I also do some work for. So one of the common things is once Millie's done coaching a class, you will just hear the flywheel of the skier nearly trying to rip itself out for about half an hour.
It's the best feeling.
Yeah.
When you get like the platform to just go like that.
Oh, I'm very aware that that's one of your main targets. Most people are looking at their pace or their stroke rate. Millie's looking at how often can I get the backboard to slam on the floor. So
good. There's no better it's no better feeling. But no, if I was coaching someone who had PCOS, I would probably just say to them, as I said, do your 2 to 3 strength training sessions a week and stick to one high intensity 30 to 45 minutes possibly of like high intensity where your heart rate is at like a very like elevated level for that 30 to 45 minutes. But again, it's very much about like how they react to that. Like you can actually physically like feel like inflamed from the stress that like high intensity interval training like puts on your body. So I would just like say to them, like, how does this actually make you feel on the next like couple of days and whatever, and see how they react to it. But I would definitely recommend just keep the intensity to once a week, as like if you've just been diagnosed, just to see how you feel with it, because it might just make your body feel better. It might allow you to sleep better, all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Out of interest, and I think I've seen you post something about this on your story anyway, but I know that people will find a topic like this quite personal if they have it. Obviously, you're doing a great job being quite like open about it, which I think people that are listening that might have it or want to know more about it will massively appreciate. But it isn't a topic, and I think this is one of the things that's also quite difficult for coaches in general. It isn't a topic to be shied away from. If you have a coach and then you've got a diagnosis while having the same coach, or you're looking for a coach generally, it should be something that you should be able to talk about. Coaches should be taking into account conditions that their clients have, because especially in the case of this, like the difference that it could have if you look at that 6 months where you tried to change your training, you were probably still quite consistent with your training. It just wasn't the sort of training that would develop you as quickly as what you now do. And the other thing is as well, if I'd have tried to stick to that, the likelihood is I would have completely fallen out of love with training. Like, and as a coach, I will have always come back to training because, you know, it's what I do on a day-to-day basis. But if I maybe had a different job, and I might have never just gone back to training, because I would have been like, well, what's the point?
I don't enjoy it anymore. I can't do what I want to do. I just won't train. But luckily I'm also quite stubborn, so I persisted.
Do you think, though, now you've got quite a good sort of understanding of the topic and of the way your own body works now, do you think it's something that you will always see that you like live with, or is it something that you think you can master?
It's definitely something that I know a lot more about now in terms of like how I can like perform my best with it, but I still continue to learn, and there's still like some things that I really, really struggle with. So it's definitely like a long journey, and I mean, I hope I get to a stage where I feel like I'm doing everything right, and I really just don't feel like I'm there yet at all. I think because my life's been here, there and everywhere as well. Now that I'm a little bit more settled, like with where I am, my jobs, all that kind of stuff. Because there's like, it's literally your whole lifestyle that you really need to tailor around to make sure that your body is feeling its best. Like, as we've covered, it's nutrition, it's training, it's sleep, it's like how you live your whole day. And I still also, I'm really bad. I'm really guilty for feeling guilty for doing something wrong that day. Like if I've eaten like a white carb, if I've done something like that, I'm like, oh shit, I'm such a bad PCOS girl, because like that's not good for me. And then I'll go around like the whole day just feeling really guilty about it. Or if I've had like a pastry, like a croissant is like, for a PCOS girl, a croissant is like the devil. And like if someone said to me like on a Sunday, oh, should we go get a coffee and a croissant, and I had that croissant, I would feel so guilty for the whole day. So I need to like learn to not, because a croissant's not going to kill me. Like it's a croissant. It's fine. So I'm still learning about stuff like that. But I'm definitely being more like lenient with myself, and all just like allowing myself to chill out in other areas of my life.
Yeah.
You know, rather than trying to be like 100% on everything, trying to like work all the time, be full on. I take like quiet moments to myself, which I think allows me to be able to do the high intensity stuff that I do like to do, because I'm trying to lower my stress in like other areas of my life. So I'm still learning how to balance things out. But
I think one of the things that's actually quite interesting, because you and I, obviously away from the podcast, like I said, we have worked at the same gym for a while now, so we have discussions, but we've also spoken a bit about training. And you've definitely brought in some new things to training based off some conversations we've had. But I think one of the really good things that I've noticed you have done, and I think more and more people could do, and I've made the change myself about a year and a half ago as well, is when you've got a really busy schedule, forcing a hard training session in doesn't make any sense, because the whole saying of like eat the frog comes into play, where it's like get the shit thing out of the way. Sometimes you can't. So like sometimes you've got a really busy day that you have to get up early for. You can't go and do the training session beforehand. So you can't eat the frog, but the frog's going to be there all day. You've got to go and do this really hard session. But then on Friday, for whatever reason, you've got a really easy day, and actually the hard training session would fit in better there. And an easy bike or even a rest day would fit in better on this particularly hard working day. And then people will be like, well, I need to hit my goals for the week. It's like, cool. Just as a reminder, time is a construct. Like, don't forget that this 7 days is only segmented by the fact that we give them names, which is quite cute. But like, it doesn't really matter across a 14-day period if you did it on a Tuesday versus a Friday, let alone across a year-long period. Like, you wouldn't even remember.
Exactly.
So stop generally, but also if you are having to consider other conditions, stop forcing training to be what it needs to be, and review it. I think spoke to Charles in the last episode, a couple of episodes ago, and he was talking about how he has like a mental and a physical score that he gives himself, and then he adds the two up, and that'll be his RPE for the day.
That's
which is quite a nice way of approaching it on a simplistic level. Now, I think it would be unfair to assume that he literally does that all the time. Like sometimes he knows he's going to have to do a tough session, and he can't just turn it to an RPE 4 because both things feel fucked. Sometimes you've got to go and do the dirty work, but at the same time, there's an understanding there and an experience there in terms of like, there's no benefit to you making a session harder than it needs to be.
Oh no, 100%.
And I think we're all guilty of it at times. And sometimes, as I said, you've got to bite the bullet and you've got to do what you need to do. But also you need to shut out the social media noise of people pretending that they're doing the hard sessions all the time.
Exactly.
When they're not. And just kind of react how your body reacts. Because we've already said everybody's body reacts differently to other people. So,
and I think that's such a big thing for females as well. Kind of going back to like training around your cycle, like because females hormones day to day are completely different. Like males have I think it's a 24-hour
cycle.
Oh, so you wake up so annoying. You wake up every single day, unless you're ill or have had a bad night's sleep, just like feeling the same, which is lovely. Whereas like I think it's really important to educate females around their menstrual cycle, because for instance, if they're entering like their luteal phase, like they are going to be feeling a bit shit, and you could just say to them, look, if you have that hard session on like a Monday that you need to do and you've just entered your luteal phase, give it 2 or 3 days, you'll be feeling a little bit better. You might still be feeling a bit iffy, but you'll be feeling a bit better. It's actually fine to just push that session back from the Monday and do it on the Thursday or Friday. But you're right. I think if people don't really know that they can do that, they will just put themselves into that hard session on the Monday anyway. And really what you're just actually doing yourself more harm than you are good, because you're also probably not going to perform. And then like mentally you're just like, I'm a failure. Like that was really bad, when you could have just waited a couple of days and done it a little bit better and then felt actually proud of yourself for having done it.
Yeah,
you know,
100%. And we kind of mentioned there how like we can get jaded by, you know, what you might see on social media, which I'm going to use as a fantastic segue into the people's favorite segment of the podcast. Now, again, for reference, I mentioned that Millie has a bit of a sense of humor. Millie has been a provider of some of the grind my gears in previous episodes as well. So I'm making sure that, you know, she gets involved in this part. The segue that I'm going to use is that one of my biggest grind my gears this week is that there is, I mean, for a while now, people on social media have been asking ChatGPT for an entire caption, slapping up a video of them doing the most basic thing and then putting like, read this. Bio. It's like generic thing, read this. The biggest thing at the moment is X has ruined fitness. Here's why.
Oh my God, I see so many of them.
So much. And the worst one is like, it's so obviously ChatGPT, but like it's, as an example, Hyrox. This is why Hyrox has ruined fitness. And it's like, before people would train for strength or for aerobic, and now Hyrox has taken over. It's made it accessible for everybody. And now coaches can't coach the same way. New coaches have jumped on the bandwagon. It's all kind of like, it's kind of true, but like, it hasn't ruined the fitness industry. It's just another avenue.
Yeah, and also to say that ruining the fitness industry is by bringing more people into the fitness industry is so fucked. Like...
And then I saw another one that was why Hyrox has ruined the fitness industry. And it was this person basically sharing their experience of, they went and did the Birmingham Herald race. They turned up and they made a comment about how like everyone there is sculpted like Greek gods with their tops off. And it's like so in your face about how like aesthetically they look. And I'm like, dude, bodybuilding exists.
Exactly.
If you decided to sign up to a bodybuilding experience as an unfit person, you'd have a bad time. If you signed up for a Hyrox race, and you have to appreciate this is unfortunately some people's lives. And like
people literally make money out of it.
Like people are going to be there that take it really serious. It's not necessarily anything more than that.
Exactly. And sorry, they look good. Like they're just super fit humans.
I've probably said this so many times on the podcast, but when I went for my first ever Hyrox, which was like April last year, I did it with a previous guest, Jack. We were both like quietly pretty confident in ourselves.
Wait, your first ever Hyrox was only last year?
It was April 2024, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. I'm still a noob, you know. Elite 15's on the cards.
Crazy.
When I turned up, I was thinking, I've done quite a few classes for quite a while. I've got a good sports background. I'm not slow. So I rocked up and I walked in, and to be fair, not a dissimilar experience to what this person was saying on Instagram. Like, I was in a room full of Greek gods running ridiculous paces in circles. And then I now watch the videos of me back. And to be fair, like our time, we went sub 70 in our first Hyrox.
Okay,
so it's actually not bad.
Not a bad time.
But when I watch the videos of me moving and the way I was moving now, I'm like, oh my God, dude. It's beyond icky. It's so icky. It
actually icks me out as well, knowing that like people train so hard for Hyrox. So I'm like, at least do a few sessions. It's very obvious when no one's even touched like a ski erg before. And you haven't even tried to improve your technique. Like at least at least try a little bit.
And
it's embarrassing.
Look, we're not going to be here and say that it's not okay for everybody to try. Like, you can rock up to do a high rocks without training. It's just like, you can't play victim if it goes wrong.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
That's my first grind my gear. I need to
Okay.
get that off my chest.
Okay.
Let me pass the ball over to you.
Okay, this is actually it's like a fashion statement that's been bugging me recently. And I think it's new because I've only just sort of seen it in the past few weeks, specifically for females. And now, like, females, you can wear anything to the gym. This is just more like, I would never
Actually, that's not true.
wear what?
You cannot wear those toe shoes, barefoot shoes.
Yeah, no, that's not
Man or women, not
Yeah,
acceptable.
actually I feel that. Yeah. Or gloves. I don't like gloves. Or is that controversial?
I think it's a controversial topic. I agree. I think you should just be stronger or use straps. I have, however, shredded my hands on a ski erg and at times wished for gloves, but I still wouldn't go there.
Okay, we'll say gloves with strength training in the gym.
Yeah,
you know, if you're in pure gym.
Generally, I'd say you can't. It's not that you can't wear them. It's just like, be better.
Yeah. I agree. So anyway, they are the leggings that they come down at the back. So like there's a big V.
Oh, the V.
And it kind of like points towards.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
So Charles in the past has had a grind my gears about scrunch bum leggings.
Yeah.
But these are like scrunch bum with a V.
It's literally just I don't understand how they can be comfortable as well. It's a lot of exposure to the back.
Do you know what? I'm so glad that you're saying this, because me and Charles would never be allowed to say this on the podcast. But
that's why I said it, because I feel like it's acceptable
there are certain things in the gym clothing industry that have pushed boundaries, both on the men's side as well. There's men's clipped tanks, which definitely reveal a lot of abbage.
Yeah, no.
But like, there's a courtesy as well. Like, you look great. I'm sure you look great. But did you come here to train or look great?
Yeah, in my head, it's just kind of more like, why? I don't get. It's a bit like, you know, when they bought the tops out that like came underneath people's like boobs, so then the bottom of your boobs are out.
Yeah.
Again, I don't. Maybe a practicality. It's just why I don't understand it.
Yeah, there's definitely obviously a side to fashion where like that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And a lot of people thought they looked great and a lot of people felt great wearing them.
Yeah.
But again, it's like there's a really blurred line. And again, I'll say it for guys as well. Like, some guys are wearing shorts that are far too revealing. Some guys are wearing grey tracksuit bottoms in the gym for attention.
Yeah.
Like, it happens. I appreciate that it happens.
Yeah.
And everyone knows why certain people are doing it, but it still grinds our gears.
Yeah, 100%.
It's allowed to grind.
Yeah.
I had someone write in, and when I say someone, Charles actually wrote in because he felt like he was missing out.
Oh yeah, FOMO.
So one of his is he hates the saying yap. He hates running a yap. He hates specifically. So again, for those that don't know, Charles like lives and breathes Strava.
Okay.
So he hates the saying, well, there was one a couple of weeks ago, spending Fridays at the bar, and it's like a picture of a barbell and just their workout on the Strava. I think it's actually quite funny. I read that on an Instagram. Okay. Guarantee you'll have used this one as well. Yaps and laps.
Yeah.
For Battersea Park.
I haven't used that.
Yaps
I've
and
used
laps
laps. No, I don't run, do I?
You do now?
Well, I do
You're
now.
running-
Sorry,
yeah,
correction. I
yeah.
do now, but no, I've never used that.
Yeah, yaps and laps is a little bit icky. That grinds his gears.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna hold my hands up. I use the word yap. I've never used yaps and laps, but I think as a girl, I think it's more of a girly thing to use. And again, this is nothing against men, but I think it would give me a bit of an ick if a guy used the word yap.
Yeah.
Which sounds really bad. But girls, like, I use the word yap all the time with the girls.
I know.
I think we've used it for like the LLC,
It's in a
lifting
really
and
big
yapping.
thing.
I think we've used it.
I mean, you know what? It's trendy. It's marketable. I know why it's used. It's just it grinds our gears.
Yeah, I think it actually probably grinded my own gears when I first used it. I was like, oh, why have I said that?
I've got one more, and I've got another one from Charles. But if you've got another one, I'll let you go after.
I have one more.
Yeah, one more. I'll go for one, then we'll go to you.
Okay, cool.
Something that has. Do you know what? I feel like I've actually just forgot mine. Do you want to go? Because you know yours, and I'll come back. Yeah.
So the other one for me is the point of view where someone is filming themselves doing. It's either like in the gym or they haven't got like any motivation in the gym or they're outside doing something. and a supposed stranger starts talking to them.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not a stranger. Like, you've set up that person to ask you like, oh, you look great. You look really strong. Like, how long have you been training for? Or can you help me with this or whatever? And it's fine. I would actually believe it if it happened one time, but people put up video after video every single week of someone
Weirdly,
talking
it's like
to
the
them.
same voice as well.
Sounds very
It's
similar
really
every
strange.
single time.
Usually as well, we know, because we discussed it yesterday, there's a particular creator who is male that is known for doing this and being like perceived as the perfect British boy. There is also, I would say, a female creator who, all credit to her, is incredibly successful, has done lots of other content as well.
Yeah.
But this is why I love gym culture.
Yeah.
Insert fake thing, usually with boyfriend or same person in every video, which just doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't.
Things that don't happen in the gym. And also, I would say that the sort of things that sometimes do happen in the gym, because it's a pre-prepared situation, if that happened in a gym regularly, well done, you've just got yourself a bow. There's a few things that I've seen on those videos, and I'm like, I would never do that.
Yeah, no, so true.
Because you knew it was going to happen, is that acceptable?
Yeah. No, I just don't believe those. Like, people actively avoid other people in the gym. Yeah. That's what I think.
Yeah.
People aren't looking at other people and just
get on with your
going
own
up
shit.
to them.
You might
It's not believable.
be aware that you might need to save someone's life if they look like they're really struggling, but don't go over necessarily and just save someone's life, because that's just fucking it.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, my one is an elitist thing.
Okay.
It's been grinding my gears recently. I see a lot of people again posting online or sharing their workouts and over sciencing.
Oh, right, yeah.
There are some very intriguing studies based on your recovery needs compared to your intensity level in a training session.
Yeah.
However, people that are doing like 49 seconds rest between bits or like 36
I've not
seconds,
seen that.
right?
And then they're justifying like,
fuck off. Because the thing is, right, I understand where you're trying to get to with maybe doing a ratio of work to rest, and I get that.
Yeah, definitely.
But at the same time, you being so specific rather than just saying 50 seconds rest or like 35 seconds rest.
Yeah.
By the time you've actually started the rep, you've probably spent a second. But from when you finish the rep to you pressing the watch, it's probably almost been a second anyway.
Yeah.
Stop being so intently accurate. Just call it 50 seconds. Your Garmin,
so
whatever you use, your watch in general will be happier because it's got a round number. Some watches don't let you do by the actual second.
I haven't seen that. Yeah. I'm glad I haven't come across that.
It's one of those where I appreciate why they're doing it, and it kind of shows that they've put some level into learning about that sort of thing. But at the same time, you are overcomplicating it. And if you think that saying 49 seconds over 50 seconds across a year of training is going to make any difference, get a life.
Yeah. Agreed.
Cool. There's one more from Charles.
Oh, yeah.
Christmas music outside December.
Oh.
We're at that point of the year now. I don't feel Christmassy. It's 13 degrees outside.
As in, like, Christmas music can only start on like the 1st of December.
Yeah.
Like, I right now, if I heard a Christmas song, it would annoy me.
Yeah.
It's too early
I agree.
right now. It's way too early.
We were explaining before this episode, all the Christmas adverts are out already.
Yeah, which is what I just didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Christmas music, no. I'd maybe have a buffer of like a week into November just to like warm you up a little bit for December.
Yeah.
Maybe, but now, no. Absolutely not.
No, and I think week by week the percentage should increase. But like it does feel like sometimes some radio stations are like, here she is. Do you know what? Like the announcement that it's like all I want for Christmas is you is usually the first song.
No.
But yeah, no.
Start of November, that would put me in a right bad mood.
I also think you can't play a Christmas song at all if it hasn't been 0 degrees yet.
No, that's true.
It hasn't been 0 degrees yet. Don't even think about it.
Still feels like autumn. It's warm outside.
Yeah, it's really warm.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic segue to the next part of today's show, because it is apparently Christmas. We have discussed meal deals in the past. This is arguably the most exciting point of the year for meal deals. And in fact, when I asked Millie to get involved in this, I could almost hear the little giggle of glee. So what we've done is we've both gone out and we've gone Christmassy on the meal deal section. I think we should do a little verses, although I appreciate you actually didn't do the whole meal deal.
No, I didn't.
You've got the sandwich.
Yeah.
So the verses is going to be one round.
Okay.
and then I will take you through the meal deal that I got. So do you want to explain your sandwich? This is great. They're getting a bit too out there.
Okay. So just for context, I am a Christmas sandwich addict. We were talking about Christmas music coming out too early. There is no early time for Christmas sandwiches to come out. They could come out in September and I'd be happy, honestly. But my favorite thing is when they bring out a new. I have my like staples, my favorites, but when they bring out a new one, it's very exciting.
I will also say, for those of you that have watched the podcast before, Theo the dog is great at timing his appearances in these episodes around
just
food.
Appeared.
So we've got Theo here, who's also going to help us review these sandwiches, apparently. So carry on.
So I went into Waitrose today because I'm also a firm believer that Waitrose do the best Christmas sandwiches, and I've tested.
Carry on.
I've tested a lot of them. And I found a new one.
Bear in mind, this is now the representation of Waitrose sandwiches,
which is labelled as the ultimate Christmas sandwich. So I have a lot of faith in this one.
So strong.
And it is a festive turkey curry sandwich.
Feel free to show the camera, because
the colour of it already is quite intense.
There's a lot of green in there to help offset the orange.
Yeah, there's a lot of yellow going on. And it does say that there is the cranberry in it is a cranberry.
Cranberry in the curry.
Cranberry bhaji.
Wow. Oh no, there was something really interesting about the bread. Can you go over the bread situation?
It's savoury onion bread.
That's so rogue. I'm coming at you with, so I went to Tesco, who I have firmly believed for years I've got the best meal deal. Really? I will give a quick shout out to Sainsbury's, who have got a half and half of different sandwiches on the Christmas section.
I do love that, actually.
So they've got a cranberry and brie sandwich, which is great, but without bacon, it's just not.
You got to give bacon
all the way there.
Cranberry.
It should be there.
Yeah.
But the reason they've done that is because they've gone for the pigs under blanket sandwich with it, which is good, but the cranberry is shit. In both sandwiches, it's like really weird.
Oh no,
it's overly sweet.
Yeah,
it's like it tastes like they've put an energy gel in the sandwich.
Oh,
anyway,
that's not nice.
Moving on back to the OG Tesco, who have recently been in our bad books for doing birthday cake flavored sandwich.
Oh my god,
they've moved on to the Christmas. So we've got the turkey and trimmings with stuffing and cranberry sauce sandwich. Like it's pretty
solid.
It's pretty solid. It's well packed in terms of protein, to the point where, and this is going to be part of the decider for us, per pack, how many grams of protein have you got? Because I'm sitting over here with a strong 29.8 grams of protein for 453 calories.
So mine is 23.6 at 438 calories.
That's rough. That's rough. Out of interest, because I'm obviously going to try this, and you're welcome to try mine as well.
I want to try this. I'm intrigued
get it open.
to try this.
Get it open. Get it try. So I would also say I was slightly let down today by the meal deal section, because my favourite part of a meal deal at Christmas is the cranberry and cranberry pork pies.
I've never had one of those.
Cranberry pork pies.
That sounds delicious.
Make the normal pork pies seem so shit.
That sounds delicious.
Okay, so I'm going to go.
This already smells like strong. It just smells of curry.
I'm trying to get some ASMR. I'm going to be honest. As far as a turkey and trimmings with stuffing and cranberry sauce goes, that tastes exactly how you would think it would taste. Which means it's not a letdown. It's just like I'm kind of ready for the next 6 weeks to all taste like that.
So this, it's not giving Christmas at all.
Can I try a bite? Should I go the other side? Yeah. Okay.
That's not Christmas.
This is genius from Waitrose. They've gone to Tesco and they've bought a coronation chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
And they've called it festive turkey. That tastes exactly like coronation chicken.
I've been fully mugged off by this. It was so expensive.
I don't think. How much was it?
It was like £4.80.
My whole meal deal was £1 less than that. Okay, so I did bring a festive snack, because this is new this year, and this was in Sainsbury's as well. We have got a spiced apple slice with sweet cinnamon sprinkle on it.
That sounds...
I normally don't go sweet in the snack. I normally go savoury.
Yeah.
However, I had one of these from Sainsbury's, so I'm going to let you take the lead, because it looks exactly the same. I'm going to let you take the lead.
I mean, it doesn't look very appetizing.
No, it looks underbaked.
Are you meant to have it cold?
Does it say that it should be warm on the packet?
Can be eaten hot or cold.
Okay, so we could microwave it, but we're gonna have it cold.
Okay.
I want to know your thoughts on that. I'll be honest with you, I was severely disappointed when I had it.
I think if it was heated and maybe with a cup of tea,
Yeah,
would be quite nice. It just tastes a bit like a shit apple pie.
It is a shit apple pie. It's only got 4 grams of protein as well, so it's not going to help you out there.
Not great. No, it's not. And I'm like a bit of a sweet tooth as well. So usually anything like remotely sweet, I'm all over.
I would put that in the air fryer.
Oh, if it was a bit
And have it with
toasted,
custard.
if it was a bit toasted, that would be really nice.
It's just not practical as a meal deal snack. So whoever came out with that this year across all of them, the suppliers to these supermarkets,
Yeah.
you just missed the mark. However,
Bad one.
I'm confident I have smashed the drink.
You got a Christmas drink?
I have a Christmas drink.
I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Well, one of the things that always sucks about being in the UK at this time of year is that we never, ever, to my knowledge, have experienced a white Christmas.
No, we've had white January.
Yeah.
Not white Christmas.
You can have a white Christmas.
For fuck's sake.
How good is that?
I don't like monsters.
Oh,
Get that away.
the white monster. I get the funniest memes on Instagram about how good this drink is, and it is a great drink. I'm not going to drink that now because we're recording in the evening.
You made me so excited then. I thought you were going to have some kind of like
You should be excited.
chocolate Yule like drink thing.
This is the foundation of all of the professional athletes in their prime at the moment.
Really?
Well, they were brought up on this. This has fueled so many gym sessions.
I can't get behind it, unfortunately.
Monster, I know you don't do podcast sponsorships, but we would take one.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Wouldn't say
it can sit prime next
There we
to
go,
the
next to the
MindSets
MindSets
mug,
cup.
just preemptively.
Nice.
So anyway, that was the welcome to the Christmas section of the year of the podcast.
Yeah.
If you have other suggestions or interesting finds of meal deals in your bougie supermarkets like Waitrose, then do let us know because we will try them. And I know Charles will be listening to this really wishing that he was able to try and rinse these things as well. However, we're going to move on to the next part, which is the game.
Oh, yeah.
This week, we've actually going to do a combination because you might not be, but you currently are here for this podcast episode only. So I wanted to give you a flavor of 2 different games.
Okay.
So we're going to start off with a 5-question quiz.
Oh, God, I'm so bad at quizzes.
Now, those of you that have been here before will realize that usually we do the quizzes around some of the topics. Now, you are a woman. You are a coach. You should know a lot about sport.
Yeah.
You even have your own fitness lifting club. So I want to ask you, as a strong girly,
Okay. Oh, God, watch me get these all wrong.
Lucy Underdown set the world record for the female deadlift in 2024. I'm going to give you multiple choice on all of these, don't worry. So if you're listening to this, please play along. I want to know what the world record female deadlift stands at since 2024.
Christ.
Is it A, 410 kilograms? Is it B, 260 kilograms? Is it, C, 301.5 kilograms? Or is it D, 325 kilograms?
One of the 300s is ringing a bell
Okay.
for some reason.
So you've got C and D, 301.5 kilograms or 325 kilograms?
Because I believe in Lucy, I'm going to go for the bigger 300.
325 kilograms? That is correct. Well done.
No.
We're moving on to football.
I
We've had a tremendous amount of success with the Lionesses in recent history. So we're going to focus on them specifically. There has been 6 women's football World Cups.
Okay.
Across those 6 World Cups, how many goals have the Lionesses scored?
You're joking.
Again, multiple choice. So we're going to go 86, 138,
Yeah.
191, or 232 across 6 World Cups.
This is... I'm so bad at... How many games are played in a World Cup?
Well, typically speaking, if you're in the group stages, you'd have 3 games within your group. You'd then have a round of 16, the quarters, the semis, and the final.
Okay, so it's a little...
So it would be 7 games typically, unless you didn't make it to the final.
Yeah.
And then it can obviously be any range less than that.
Okay, right, cool.
So I don't think that helps you out.
It really doesn't.
Cool.
I'm just gonna guess B.
B? Do you want reminding of the numbers, or was it just like choosing a letter?
B.
Okay, so B was 138. Anna?
Oh no, not that one. The one was there 19 something?
191.
Go with that one.
That was C.
Yeah.
B was correct. It was 138.
shit.
Yeah, that sucks. Okay, Serena Williams
Okay.
has been widely regarded by me on this podcast as one of the best athletes of all time, if not the best,
Of course,
in my opinion. How many Grand Slams has she won in her career? Again, we'll give you multiple choice. So we've got A, 6,
Yeah.
B, 14, C, 19, or D, 23.
Christ.
Again, Grand Slams, for those that don't know, you have 4 of them a year. You have the Australian Open, the US Open, Wimbledon, and Roland Garros in France.
I know she's won a hell of a lot.
She has won some, yeah.
Some.
I don't want to give it away.
See that I'm either going with 14 or 19.
Okay.
And again, I want to rate her, so let's go 19.
The answer was D23. She's won a hell of a lot. Of Grand Slams.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
We're pulling it back to high rocks.
All right.
The women's world record for women's pro in the Elite 15 was set by Lauren Weeks earlier this year in Glasgow. What time is the current women's world record? Is it 59:52, 56:22, 57:32, or 1 hour and 12 seconds?
57.
57:32?
Yeah.
It's 56:22.
Really?
She flew around the course.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Last question.
Okay. I've got to crawl. This is not going.
Yeah. Okay, right. This one's a rogue one.
Oh no.
Who are the current netball world champions?
Oh, Angus.
I'm going to give you 4 options. Is it Germany? Is it China? Is it Great Britain? Or is it Australia?
Australia.
Wow, that was confident for someone that laughed.
No, I know.
God damn. That was like it hit an archive moment in your brain. Okay. Well, you're correct. It's Australia.
I see. I knew it.
For a bonus point,
Oh, okay.
which of the other 3 teams did they beat in the World Cup final?
What were the other 3 teams again?
Germany, China, and Great Britain.
Germany.
Great Britain.
Oh shit. Felt like if I said it with the same amount of
Hero to 0 real fast. Okay, we're going to move on. For those of you that have also experienced the blind ranking game, I'm going to give you 7 pieces of gym equipment. You need to blind rank
I love this game.
Okay, we're going to start off with the standard deadlift.
Oh,
Where are you putting that?
is it? Well, deadlift's like my favorite thing in the world.
That's where are you going to put it?
Oh God, 1.
Okay, number 1.
There.
The adductor machine.
Oh, 7.
7. Okay. Very early on
went
to lose
straight
your top and bottom spot. I'm not gonna lie, that's tough. That could play badly. The hack squat.
Oh, I'm gonna go with a 4.
Hold on, I'm just counting them.
Neither here nor
1, 2,
nor
3,
there.
4, 5, 6, 7. I've saved you here because I've actually done 8.
Oh,
so you can
okay.
keep 1 and 7 if you like, or you can move them to 1 and 8.
Go 1 and we'll go 1 7.
1, 7,
And then
the
hack squat 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
Bulgarian split squats.
See, I'm a bit sadistic. I quite like them. I'd go with a 3.
Okay. So you've got 2 and everything below 4.
Yeah.
And not 7. Okay. The ab crunch machine.
Oh. 6.
Okay. A stepper.
Oh. See, I'm a bit scared of a stepper
Okay.
because last time I used one, I fell off it.
Just to confirm what you have available left, you have 2,
2.
5,
Yeah.
and 8.
Okay. Okay, well, I see its uses, and I think if I was a bit more coordinated, I would have.
I can't remember if it's 5 or 6. One of those 2. But
I think it's 5.
Okay.
If I was a bit more coordinated, I think it would be fine. So 5.
Okay.
So 2 and 8 left.
we have 2 and 8 left. The vibrating plate.
That's 8.
Oh,
I don't like that thing.
you've left the last one available. It has to go number 2.
Please be good. Please be good.
The ski erg.
Oh, yes.
Sh- To be fair for you, that's actually ended up very well, which is really annoying.
Deadlift ski erg. That is perfect.
I was really hoping you were going to see like a downward trend and then get worried and put the vibrating plate high so that you were saved. But yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Okay, I've done that excellently.
Well,
perfect.
To those of you listening, we didn't get enough grind my gears in from you this week. However, those of you that did send them in, I'm going to bank them because some of them are quite good and Charles will also be able to jump on them. I know they will trigger him. So we will get that back. If you have enjoyed Millie joining me this week, then please let us know. She can always come back on, whether that is as an additional co-host, and we actually have to get 3 microphones in this place, or if she comes on and replaces me or Charles, we can do that too. Any suggestions, any topic suggestions, any grind my gears, always find us through at mindsets_podcast. You can also find my personal at Angus Cook, all one word. Millie, where can they find you?
I am under at train with .Millie.
Train with all one word, then .Millie.
Yes.
Awesome. If you are unable to figure that out because there's many different ways of spelling Millie, it will be in the description, no fear. Definitely go and hit her up. Obviously there's a lot of information contained within that coaching brain and brain generally, but also hopefully, as we've shown, she's pretty cool. So go check it out, and I just want to say a massive thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Today's episode.
It's very fun.
And to all of you listening, watching, wherever you are, I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.